Her name was Amarachi. She came from a small village in Imo State where people fetched water from the stream and cooked with firewood. Amarachi was the type of girl who didn't like suffering. While her mates in the village were learning how to farm or fry garri, Amarachi would sit under the mango tree reading old-fashioned magazines and dreaming of a big life in Lagos. She was not just beautiful, she was smart and sharp. Her big brown eyes always looked like they knew something others didn't. People in the village called her "TV girl" because she behaved like one of those people in movies. She walked like a model, talked with an accent she copied from Nigerian movies, and dressed like a city girl even if her slippers were always torn. Her mother, Mama Amaka, used to warn her, "Amarachi, you better humble yourself. This your big dream go carry you enter wahala." But Amarachi didn't listen. She was tired of village life. She wanted more. She wanted to wear lace wigs, carry designer bags and snap pictures in hotels with swimming pools. And soon her chance came. One day, her uncle from Lagos, Uncle Chuka, came to visit. He drove a big black car with tinted glass and wall gold chains. Everybody in the village respected him because they heard he was rich and connected. Amarachi saw the way people bowed to greet him, and something clicked in her head. Lagos was the key. That night after dinner she sat beside him and begged, "Uncle, I want to follow you to Lagos. I can work as a house girl, sales girl, anything. I just want to leave this village." Uncle Chuka looked at her and smiled and said, "Are you sure you are ready for Lagos life? E no easy oo." "I'm ready," she said firmly. 2 weeks later, Amarachi was sitting in the front seat of her uncle's car, driving through Third Mainland Bridge, her eyes wide as she stared at the tall buildings and yellow buses. Lagos was noisy, fast and wild. Everything moved quickly. People didn't even greet each other. They were always rushing. Her uncle's house was in Lekki, a big duplex with glass doors and marble floors. Amarachi couldn't believe her eyes. She had never seen a bathroom with hot water before. That night, she cried tears of joy. But Lagos wasn't just about enjoyment. Her uncle didn't bring her for housework or selling bread. Uncle Chuka had a business, one that couldn't be explained to outsiders. He called it rous. He worked with boys who sat in front of lappy all day, talking to white women online and collecting kudi. It didn't take long for Amarachi to find out. She asked him one day, "Uncle, what do all those boys do in the boys' quarters?" He laughed and said, "They are into Yahoo, online things, foreign investment." She didn't fully understand, but she knew money was involved, and lots of it. At first, Uncle Chuka warned her to stay out of it. "You are still young. Enjoy the house. Go to makeup school. Leave these boys' work alone." But Amarachi had other plans. She secretly started watching them. At night she would sneak to the window and listen to their conversation. She saw how they typed, how they spoke with fake accents, and how they convinced people abroad to send kudi. One day when the boys were out, she sat at one of the laptops. She opened one of their emails and saw a conversation with a white man. The man was old and rich and lonely. Something inside Amarachi said, "I can do this better." She replied the man as if she was the same boy who owned the laptop. She changed her tone, added emojis, told the man she was a nurse in Nigeria who had just lost her parents. Her message was so emotional that the man replied quickly. That was how it started. She created her own email, started chatting with the man every night. She told him stories that made him cry. She even sent him pictures she downloaded from the internet, pretending they were her. Within 1 month, he sent her $1,000. Amarachi had never seen that kind of money in her life. She screamed when she saw the alert. From that day, everything changed. Uncle Chuka was angry at first when he found out, but when he saw how good she was, he changed his mind. He said, "Amarachi, you are not normal, you get talent." He introduced her to a bigger syndicate. They had people in Abuja, Port Harcourt and even Ghana. They trained her on how to speak like an American, how to dress for video calls and how to control multiple clients at once. Soon, Amarachi became the youngest and smartest girl in their group. She didn't just dagbo old men, she started targeting rich Nigerians too. She created fake investment apps, fake online boutiques, and fake job offers. People would send money thinking they were investing or buying things, only to be blocked afterward. She became a legend in the fraud world. They called her Queen Amara. She was no longer the girl from the village. She now wore human hair worth half a million naira. She traveled to Dubai, Ghana, and South Africa with fake identities. She bought a house in Lekki Phase 1 and drove a Benz. But behind the fame, enemies were rising. Some of the boys who trained her became jealous. They said she was stealing their clients. One of them, named Tega, plotted to bring her down. He secretly recorded her video with a rich senator who thought she was an online therapist. Tega sent the video to the senator and demanded money or he would leak it. The senator panicked. He paid, but the story still leaked to a small blog. Amarachi denied it, but the damage was done. Her face was everywhere. She had to move out of Lagos and hide in Port Harcourt. But Amarachi wasn't one to give up. She changed her look, cut her hair, used contact lenses, and got new fake passports. She came back stronger. This time, she didn't just do online scams, she entered the world of politicians. She started dating one big man in Abuja, a minister who was secretly married. She used him to get contracts, stole some of his files and leaked them to blackmail him. He paid her in millions. She was living dangerously. One mistake and she could be arrested, or worse. Her biggest twist came when she met someone from her past, a young man named Ebuka, who used to be her childhood friend in the village. He had become an EFCC officer. They met at a club in Abuja. He recognized her instantly, even with her new look. Amara. Amara Nwoke from Imo State. She froze. He pulled her aside and said, I know who you are. I know what you are doing, but I won't arrest you. I want to help you. She didn't believe him. She thought he wanted to use her too, but Ebuka was serious. He told her he believed she was too smart to waste her life in crime. He asked her to work with the EFCC undercover to help them catch other big fraudsters. Amara laughed. Me? Work for EFCC? Do I look like a saint? But the truth was she was tired. She missed sleeping in peace. She missed her mother's voice. She was scared every time her phone rang. Living as a queen in crime was exciting but also lonely. She agreed on one condition, that she wouldn't be exposed. Amarachi became a secret weapon. She helped expose three major fraud rings, all while still acting like the fraud queen. People still feared her name, but now she was working from the inside. Only two people knew the truth, Ebuka and her mother. And even her mother thought she was just doing business consultancy. But the story didn't end there. Amarachi began a new double life carefully. By day she was still Queen Amara, the fine babe living large and driving fancy cars. By night she was sending secret reports to Ebuka, feeding the EFCC details about online scams, money laundering and fake investment rings. Nobody suspected a thing. In fact, the fraud boys still worshipped her, thinking she was untouchable. They didn't know she had flipped the game on them. But keeping secrets in Nigeria is like trying to hold water with your fingers. One of the EFCC field agents, a guy named Gozie, started noticing something strange. Every fraud operation they planned to raid, Amarachi always had inside gist. It looked like someone was feeding her info. Gozie began digging, and what he found shook him. He stumbled on an encrypted email conversation between Amarachi and Ebuka. Jealousy entered his heart. He had always liked Amarachi from afar, but she never gave him attention. Now she was close to Ebuka. Gozie snapped screenshots and sent them anonymously to a crime blogger called Naija Gist Plug. 2 days later, headlines scattered the internet. Fraud queen working with EFCC. Secret romance with top agent exposed. The story went viral. Amarachi's face trended on Twitter, TikTok and Instagram. Bloggers dug up her village photos, old school pictures, even her real WAEC results. The internet finished her. Her phone didn't stop ringing. calls from fake friends, calls from old enemies. Even her uncle Chuka called her shouting, "You don't put yourself for trouble. You think say EFCC go protect you? Better run." Ebuka told her to go underground. She packed two bags, changed into a hijab and flew to Kano with a fake ID. She hid in a small guest house, eating suya and crying every night. For the first time in a long time, she had no power, no control, no money flow. She was back to square one, just a village girl, this time hiding from the law. But Amarachi didn't come this far to fall. After a few weeks, she came up with a new plan. She reached out to one of her old clients, an older man from the UK named Mr. Harvey. He had sent her over 20,000 euros in the past when she was pretending to be Princess Kiki from Nairobi. He was heartbroken when he found out she ghosted him. She apologized, lied that she was kidnapped by Nigerian criminals, and said she needed help. Mr. Harvey fell for it again. He sent her a fresh 5,000 euros, and just like that, Amarachi bounced back. She used the money to relocate to Ghana with a new identity, Amara Johnson, tech entrepreneur. She started attending networking events in Accra, building fake apps that promised online trading opportunities and crypto wealth growth. This time she was smart. No personal photos, no Nigerian contacts, no loud lifestyle. But her past was not done with her. One day at a luxury rooftop event in Accra, she heard a voice she never thought she would hear again. "Queen Amara, so Ghana is your new playground." She turned and saw him, Tega, the same guy who had blackmailed her years ago. He had changed, beard fuller, dressed in agbada, but the wicked smile was still there. Amarachi's heart dropped. "Tega," she said slowly, "what do you want?" "I want him," he replied. "This thing you are doing here, I want 40%. She laughed like it was a joke. "You are mad." But Tega wasn't joking. He showed her videos from her EFCC days, meetings with agents, her voice confessing things, even a secret recording of her and Ebuka hugging in a hotel lobby. "If I post this," he said, "your life is over. If you cooperate, we both win." Amarachi felt like vomiting. She wanted to slap him, scream, do something, but she was stuck. He had her. She agreed to his terms, for now. Together they grew the operation into something bigger. They launched a fake scholarship platform that promised poor Africans full relocation packages abroad for a small processing fee. Thousands of desperate people applied. The money flowed in like floodwater. But guilt started eating Amarachi slowly. She saw how women sold wrappers to pay for forms, how parents sold farmlands to sell documents. She remembered her own mother, how they used to beg for salt in the village. She began to feel like the devil. Then the final straw came. One girl from Anambra who paid for the fake scholarship died after being rejected at the airport. She had borrowed money for the flight. When the fake visa got exposed, she fainted right there at the immigration. The news broke Amarachi. She sat alone in her apartment staring at herself in the mirror. "How did I become this monster?" she whispered. That night she packed her bags and ran again. This time she went to Abuja not to hide but to surrender. She walked straight into the EFCC office and asked to see Ebuka. When he came out and saw her, his mouth opened wide. "Amarachi, I'm done," she said with tears. "I can't run anymore." She gave them everything: names, accounts, networks, codes. She told them about Tega, the fake scholarship platform, everything. It was the biggest fraud confession they had ever received, but she didn't go to jail. Because of her cooperation and her help in busting an international cybercrime syndicate, she was given a suspended sentence and placed under witness protection. That was how the fraud queen disappeared. But 2 years later, a mysterious young woman named Amara Daniels appeared in Abuja. She opened a foundation called Rise Again Nigeria, helping poor girls from villages learn tech skills, coding and digital marketing. People whispered that she looked familiar. Some bloggers claimed she was Amarachi Wonke, the infamous fraudster who vanished, but nobody could confirm it. She never did interviews, never posted selfies, never attended loud events. All she did was work, quietly changing the lives of girls who reminded her of herself. One girl asked her once, "Auntie Amara, have you ever scammed anybody before?" She smiled gently. "I scammed myself," she said, "but I'm done now." And just like that, the story of the village girl who turned fraud queen and then turned everything around became a legend. Some say she ran away with billions, others say she's now a top tech CEO in disguise. But one thing is sure, her story shook Nigeria forever. The end. Moral lessons: 1. Quick money brings quick trouble. Amarachi's desire to escape poverty led her into internet fraud, and while she enjoyed luxury for a while, it also brought fear, betrayal, and public shame. The story teaches that money gotten through dishonest means doesn't last long and often ends in regret or destruction. 2. Talent can be used for good or evil. Choose wisely. Amarachi was very smart, bold, and clever, but she first used her gift to deceive others. Later, she turned those same skills to help the government and support girls from poor backgrounds. The lesson is that your talent is a gift. How you use it determines your future. 3. It's never too late to change. Even after doing terrible things, Amarachi chose to repent, confess, and help others. Her transformation reminds us that no matter how far you've gone down the wrong path, there is always a chance to turn around and do the right thing. Please like, share, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.